shop, pay installments. It's integrated into the law-abiding biker store now. Don't forget, you asked for it. We brought it to you. You do now have the option to buy products in the law-abiding biker store, knowing you can pay in 4 equal payments, interest-free. It's a firm, basically, but it's the same. It's shop, pay installments. Don't forget about that, guys. That opportunity over there for you. And some of you taking advantage of that new feature. Hey, Bikeaholics, 03D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbike.com/store and check out our full line of 03D products. All right. Email. Got a quick email here to throw in. This is skeptical about bug slide. He's now a believer. He writes, guys, I must admit, I was a bit skeptical about your product when I placed this order. I've used so many in the past that advertised great results but failed to produce. In fact, I had sole marks on my chrome muffler pipe that HD said I'd have to use number 30 steel wool to remove. Well, to my amazement, using bug slide took the marks right off, as did the product. Really, as you can see, place a shine on the entire bike. I thank you. Again, it's just another example of how Law-Abiding Biker only sells top shelf products and cares for us bikers. Awesome lab, just awesome. Signed, Bill. Want to ride longer? Squirt. Are you tired of a sore and achy ass?
I got a hurt ass.
Then fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. Head over to lawabidingbike.com/store. Check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. You rocked one of those when you had your Street Bob, right?
No, that was Corey.
That was Corey rocked it. That's right. That's right. I thought we gave you one too.
Nope, I did not.
Instead of getting a butt buffer, you just bought an Indian Challenger instead, right, with a different seat. Corey went with the butt buffer, Cowboy did, and you're like, no, I'm getting a whole new bike.
Instead of spending $30 on a butt buffer or whatever, I spent $25,000.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
He's a good decision maker.
Good investment.
This is going to go well today.
Yep.
We do have a new face in the studio, guys. So, all right, let's do this. Oh, we have another email here. This is quick. Robert Rayner, another funny bug slide story here. He lives in Pennsylvania. He had to shovel snow this morning. He used bug slide on the snow shovel. It kept the wet snow from sticking.
Nice.
It's badass. I had to save that, guys. Again, bug slide over in the Law-Abiding Biker store. So we sell the bejesus out of that stuff for good reason. Oh, yeah, once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and get hooked up now. What do you say we do this
Let's
thing?
do it, baby. Let's do it. Fired up.
That's right, guys. We got a bunch of guys in the chat here. This is great on this beautiful hot afternoon. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%ers, baby.
Large
and in charge
of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history. That's right, by being here, by listening, whether you like it or not, and I know you like it. You're part of what we call
the Biker Revolution, baby. Hashtag Biker Revolution.
Buddy, got Popeye over there. Got a new face over here. We'll be introducing him. Although we do have just one question for y'all before we get started.
What are you waiting for, bikeaholics? Mount up and let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
Oh, yeah. The chat is blowing up. That's right. Ryan Urlacher here, your host of the Law-Abiding Biker podcast, and your
high-tech redneck, baby.
There you go. We're going to get right at it. We've got a fun episode for you. It's going to be all about a recent trip that some of the members of the Sworn Few Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club behind the scenes here, of course, at Law Abiding Biker Media. They took a trip to Arizona. We're going to talk about all about that trip. And I actually didn't go on that one, so I don't know anything about it. And so I'll be curious to hear some of those stories, and we'll see how much we can get off track here. So This is a live video broadcast and chat for our beloved patron members who are getting this. Again, live video with chat, and for the rest of you just listening in podcast format, it's fine. It will come out to you, but it'll be several months now. We're batch processing and we're out several months. So they're hearing it now. And it'll also be, if they don't get it live, it will also be loaded to the back of their patron account. So even if you don't catch it live, you're still getting it several months before everybody else will.
And you know what they
get it.
You know what they can't do if they are not live? They can't interact. They can't ask us questions live about, debacles, things that happened on this trip. They say, what happened here? Where did you go here? What happened that night? They can't interact with us.
It's true.
Got to listen live.
Yep. And get in that chat. We love meeting you guys and getting to know you better. And you get to see Popeye's beautiful face. And then over here.
There's a lot of beef in this room tonight or on this side of the table. Huh?
It is.
Grade A.
Grade A. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So let's just do this real quick and then we'll make an introduction. Just want to mention a new free video. It is, of course, it's been out for a while. Try to mention them here. It's going to be in the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com/whatever episode number this is will be all the show notes and links. Anything we mentioned. Anyways, it's a video I did. It was the Reax 215 Protective Motorcycle Riding Jeans review. Those were one of many things that I got last year sent to me from Revzilla. And I tested, tried them, and then I did a review video on each product. And in fact, today, Revzilla sent me it's going to show up. It's supposed to show up probably during this podcast. And they sent me an ass load of stuff. Revzilla did this. It's crazy the amount of stuff that I'm getting. But I'm going to test it all because we're leaving in a couple days here shortly for you guys that hear it later. It'll be long past, but we're going to head for our California trip, meet our patron members down there, have an event, and have a good time. But I'm going to be testing all of that gear, and then I will review each piece on the channel. So Reax 215 Protective Motorcycle Riding Jeans, they are in stock. I really liked them. But again, head over to the website, search Reax 215, or just wait for the show notes of this episode. All right. Now, we love our sponsors up front, don't we, Popeye?
Oh, we love them. We love them to death.
Love them. Now, these are also sponsors and a reason that you are getting these episodes and the reason they continue to come to you 8.5 years after we started this little journey. We want to thank these new patron members.
That's right. It's because of people like this, like Jerry Ochoa of Casper, Wyoming, and Albert Panazzo, I believe that is, of Libertyville, Illinois. Corey Van Winkle of Bakersfield, California, and he is a top-tier member. Squirt's not going to do it. Sky Neary of Locust Grove, Georgia, top tier.
Bueller.
Glenn C. of Pensacola, Florida. And Glenn Ridout of Ingersoll, Ontario, Canada. Love our Canadians.
You want to take...
All right, I'll try and pick this one up. Dwayne...
We give him the hardest name.
The hardest name on here. Sorry, Dwayne.
It's pretty... Rakowski.
Yeah.
Dude, who'd you bring here?
Eric Poirier of Lorraine, Quebec, Canada. Top tier. Thomas Ames of Lehigh, Utah.
All right, and finishing off with Christopher Pratt of Madison, New Hampshire, Craig Thompson of Kansas City, Missouri, and James Vanderhoof of Allen Park, Michigan. He is top tier. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content, no risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. There are benefits such as t-shirts and stickers. You get into that private Facebook group. It is a troll-free zone, nothing but bikers helping bikers. That is right. Access to live video broadcasts and chat like this. Podcasts early. Access to premium videos upon request, and of course, access to those ride, meetup, and events like we're going to do in the greater California area coming up here very soon. And we can't wait to meet all of you awesome patron members that signed up to be at that event. So, all right, we got a new face here, and we want to talk about this Popeye, this right here. His nickname.
Oh,
you guys have seen him in the Sturgis documentary film. He made his debut.
Old Squirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, old Squirt.
Squirt. Mm-hmm. Young Squirt. Young. Yeah. Is that?
It's horrible.
It wasn't that bad. It's not that bad.
So we're gonna talk
overly exaggerated. Extent of.
It was. That's an actual recording of it. I had my camera on.
There's only one other witness besides myself, and it's Ryan.
Okay.
I don't believe
And the
it.
camera that just recorded
And
that.
the camera that just recorded that sound, bro. It was horrible. It was horrible. Ended with that.
I'm going to blame Popeye.
This is going nowhere.
Why do you mean blaming me?
I'm
What
going
I
to
do?
blame Popeye for the night before. The bottle of vodka and
Popeye and that
what?
goddamn vodka.
yeah.
That's what people say. I've
Vodka?
never held a gun to anybody's head and made them drink vodka with me.
Oh my god, dude! Can you
Twist anybody's arm.
you got to why don't you tell the story, Popeye, a little bit about that? How you because you actually came up with the nickname. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get the camera to focus there.
You said I came up with the nickname. I said,
Yeah, you
Yeah.
came up after the story.
you know, I was actually just thinking the other day, it's kind of funny. I've named a lot of people up in our northern chapter of shit that happens. And for some reason, I just come up with nicknames and they stick. Yeah, so what happens is we were in the middle of in Montana. We'd stopped our first night out to Sturgis last year. Squirt's first big ride, multi-state ride with the crew. Heading out, trying to make prospective chapter stat or prospective member status. So I went to bed early. Apparently, Squirt.
Bullshit.
Lies. Lies.
He went to
This is
bed
nothing but
early.
lies.
Squirt apparently stayed up late drinking
With
himself. With himself.
We were all in the same room.
I was sleeping. You were
Right.
you were drinking.
Right.
And so he may have had a little bit that upset his stomach apparently for the next day. So we get to lunch, and do you remember what town that was in?
I was
Where
going
that
to ask
happened?
you. I was trying to remember it right
was,
now.
It was Livingston.
Livingston,
Montana.
Wait at that restaurant. Yeah.
So pretty cool. Livingston. I can't remember the name of the restaurant. Kind of
Montana Chop House.
Look at
Nice. Dang.
Man, when you're not old, you remember shit. Huh?
Yeah.
God
Nice.
dang.
Nice.
Take your Valium.
Yeah. So the Montana Chop House, and he remembers it well. He remembers it well. Probably the bathroom view too.
He
Porcelain
remembers
throne.
the stall. Exactly.
Yeah.
So Ryan goes in to take a leak or something, and he comes back out to the table, a few minutes later, and he's like, "Oh my God," because there's somebody absolutely blowing the freaking stall up in there. And then next thing you know,
I didn't know it was Squirt, by the way.
Yeah, I
I was
didn't know
like,
it was
dude,
Squirt.
somebody, that's horrid. We should probably call an ambulance, dude. It's horrible. And I had no idea it was
what did it
Squirt.
sound like?
It sounded this is an actual. It was just, it was horrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably close.
And then it just was silence for like, after that, I was like, is that person alive? No, it was like dead silence after that. And I was like, are they dead, dude? And then all of a sudden, I was like, no, they're still going at it. I'm out of here, dude. I'm getting the frick out of here. Yeah. It was,
Yeah. So he comes out, Ryan comes out and sits down, tells us a story. And then a few minutes later, here comes Squirt walking out, and I am fucking dying laughing, of course. And
I go, oh my God, that was Squirt. That we didn't, his name wasn't Squirt yet. Now it was sitting there. Yeah.
it took me a few seconds to come up with. Before we left the restaurant that day, he had been named Squirt.
It's very true.
I mean, probably before our food came, I nicknamed him Squirt. And I'm like, that's it, dude. That's your name right there.
It was post food. It was right before we left.
So it's pretty good though, because it's a double meeting. Squirt's still in his mid-20s, so he's the young Squirt on the crew. But of course, he had some serious squirting going on that afternoon.
Yeah.
So now you know the Squirt story. Now I'll just say Jason Despain in here says, yeah, before you let Ryan in the bathroom, be sure to pat his pockets down. Make sure I don't got recorders and cameras, dude.
Exactly.
No doubt. What else we got going on in chat?
Just a bunch of people enjoying that story.
Awesome. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
All right. So very good. And of course, it's been a while. Right there, guys. Thanks for riding down. These guys rode down. It's about 90,
About 95-ish or something right now.
95-ish.
Getting warm out.
And not only did they ride down in the heat, they did it right before our trip because we got several days to go before we actually leave. We're cramming this in. But great, because I actually took from the regular job, I took some time off so I can try to prepare myself. I need to get packing all the film gear and stuff and all that. So, all right, let's, with that said, let's just dive right in. So,
Dive in.
can you tell me, we're going to talk about their trip they took. Now, can you, the questions I ask, that's because I really don't know. So, because my life is freaking crazy busy and I kind of followed you guys on some social media posts when you went. I did not go on this one. what was the purpose of this trip in the first place? Why did you do this?
So one of the cool things about this crew is that, man, you can throw something out there, say, hey, who's interested in taking a multi-state, this is damn near a 2-week trip. Who wants to go on a 2-week trip, multi-state, thousands of mile ride? And hey, just looking for some guys that want to go. And then I had several of the guys in the club that piped up, said, hell yeah, I'm with you, and wanted to go. So the whole point of the trip, to answer your question, was, man, he's not my blood brother, but he's my brother. My buddy Mark that I worked with for years and years and years and years. We were partners together. I was the best man in his wedding in Sedona, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So he obviously had told me, asked me to be his best man. And I figured, well, shit, at that time of the year, I'm pretty sure I can ride down to Arizona. So this was early May. So it was only about a month ago right now. We're sitting in the middle of June right now as this podcast is being recorded. So early part of May, I've ridden down to Laughlin for the Laughlin River Run, which is like at the end of April, and ran into some weather. Like we hit snow. Wasn't really sticking to the ground, but we did hit some snow. But I figured, yeah, we could get down there. I was down the year before when he asked me to be his best man. We went down for spring training right when COVID very first hit. Went up, checked out the resort that he wanted to do the wedding at and whatnot. And really cool place right there in Sedona, backed up against the rocks, the red rocks and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
It was a beautiful place. And so, yeah, they were going up to just scout it out, like I said, when we were down there for spring training for baseball. And I figured, fuck, what better way to get down here than to ride down.
Mm-hmm. And you're right about it's nice to be able to throw that together and have brothers that, you don't know who's going to pipe up. And you actually got some interest. I really wished I could have went. Indian John went because he couldn't make the summer trip. He can't go to California with it. So it gave guys another option if they couldn't make both, trips, one or the other.
Right. Yeah. And
Indian John went. Give me who all went.
Indian John, and then Ray went. Nick named him Mouse on the trip. Came up with that one in Winnemucca, Nevada. Yep. While sitting in a hot tub. But
nice.
Yeah.
Another story.
Yeah, it came up. That's his new nickname is Mouse. And then
of course you and Squirt.
Me and Squirt. So it's just the four of us, and then my wife rode down on the back down to Arizona with me, and Squirt's girlfriend rode the entire trip.
Yes, she did.
Wow, okay.
My girlfriend made the whole trip.
Nice.
I don't know how she did it, but she did it.
She complained a lot, or?
The first 5 days, and then it got better.
Her ass just got numb.
Yeah.
She's built. Yeah, just the ass gets numb after a while.
The riding got better.
Oh,
sights got better. Yeah,
I got you. Yeah,
right,
right. Because you're just powering. Because you were trying to just basically make time on the way down there. Is that fair to say, or?
Yeah. So let's just start from the beginning.
Yeah,
here.
let's do that.
We took off here from Central Washington, and I knew it was going to be a long day. We were going about 650 miles day one. And that day one was from center of the state, almost exact center of the state here in Washington, to Winnemucca, Nevada. Why Winnemucca? Well, we should probably bring up the Johnny Cash song.
I'm showing them, by the way.
Yeah, I've been everywhere.
This is what I'm showing everybody on the video. I'm able to screen share, so I'm kind of giving you guys but I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I wanted to let the people know what I was showing them there, your overall ride planner.
So, basically, like you said, Ryan, is that we just had to make time getting down. I had to just put on the miles for days off and whatnot. I'm not retired yet like some of the folks here are at LAB. We've got several people that we ride with that are retired now, lucky them. But yeah, Lurch just retired last week. So he's one of them. And then, of course, Goat is retired and Sturgis is retired. So some of these guys are getting retired and they've got a little more time. Then guys like me and Squirt, I got 15 left and Squirt's got about 25. So
an entire lifetime ahead of me.
Yeah. So anyway, it was left the center of the state here, heading down, and shit, it was probably 60 to 65 degrees when I left my house. It was nice. I did put my heated coat on just in case, like the temperature dropped, because we did leave. It was still a little dark out, I believe, when we left. I don't think the sun was quite up yet. We had an early kickstands up, knowing that we had 650 miles to lay down.
And you're just fucking bombing 84 here, it looks like.
Well, on 84 we did. We bombed 84, which is an interstate highway, but we did a lot of county and state roads. Now, if you're doing,
What do you mean? Because this is all 84 here. Or was it after?
It's 84 all the way down to
Ontario?
Yeah, once you cut off at Ontario, you go down through like Wilder and some of those little small farming towns.
So you hit 95 after that.
And that's Ontario, Idaho is what they're referring to, which is just out. It's ways outside of Pendleton, Oregon. Pendleton's kind of a bigger stop. But once we peeled off of 84, then you're looking at state routes, and that road takes you on. And it was kind of unknown to me that it takes you through a lot of small towns. They slow you down. And you're doing 25 through these towns, a lot of harvest trucks, just a lot of slow drivers and whatnot. Even with us passing a lot of people, it was, you were still getting constantly slowed down.
Bees,
wasps
in your helmet.
Just like that.
So I was going to comment that we left my house. It was like 60, 65 degrees. And by the time I got down to the Moses Lake area, which is about an hour away from me, it was down to about 42 degrees.
Where was that at? Generally
in Moses Lake area, it was down to low 40s.
Yeah.
So it went from 60, 65 from where I took off to hitting Moses Lake to low 40s. I had my heated coat turned on, of course, by that point. I couldn't believe how much the temperature had dropped. And then that's kind of where we all met up. We all met up around the Othello area. Indian John ended up meeting up with us in the Tri-Cities at the Tri-Cities dealership. But me, Mouse, and Squirt had all met up at Othello.
Okay.
And then headed south from there.
It was the same gas station that you got lost at.
Oh, right.
That you couldn't find.
That I was late.
That I pinned it on and send him the pin. Here it is.
That was completely Lurch's fault.
That Lurch.
What do you expect from a captain, dude?
Exactly.
Yeah, right? Admin.
Yeah. We can talk about him now and stuff because he don't work for him anymore. It's nice. Yeah. He got his First Amendment rights back. So he can say whatever that he wants finally, and we can also talk about it, So,
plus he's not here, so we can,
make fun of
him.
A lot easier to talk shit about somebody when they're not here.
He can't defend himself.
That's right. He's going to be editing this going, you motherfucker.
Exactly.
All right. So, yeah.
Like I said, we're just putting on miles. We had to get down. The first stop, actually, who else was with us was Bones, Mike. He rode down with us just day one. He rode down to the lunch spot. He bought a new bike. He's riding now.
Yeah, I saw that, bro.
He's on a 2021 Road Glide. He just picked that up here early this year. Beautiful bike, but had to get out, put some miles on it. Couldn't make the whole trip with us, obviously. But rode down to lunch with us, and we had lunch down there in LeGrand. And man, I'll tell you what, if you guys are anywhere in the area, we've got a lot of West Coast listeners. And if you make it into LeGrand off of 84, there's a place called Becky's Burgers down there. Now, it is basically out of an RV.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Yes. Do not let the appearance, dissuade you from buying a hamburger there, because it looks like it.
You were questionable. You were questioning my judgment, weren't you?
Yes. You get there and it looks like it belongs in an episode of Breaking Bad. And it should be abandoned in a field in Arizona. But like I said,
there it is, bro.
Do not let the appearance dissuade you from.
Are you sharing that with the patrons?
Yeah, I'm sharing it with the patrons.
Yeah, share that.
It is a trailer, bro.
Yes.
What would now? I got to ask. Was this pre-planned?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Had you heard about
Popeye pre-planned?
Dude,
it's not
look at Google reviews on that summit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's hundreds and hundreds of Google reviews, and it's like a 4.8 or a 4.9 or something crazy like that. You don't get that on Google reviews.
No.
So super high Google reviews. And I was a little worried about, you remember like on our trip, I think it was last year when we were coming back through LeGrand, and there's a lot of the breweries that are only open certain days in there. And so they were shut, they were closed. And so I was looking for something else, and I figured, we're going to be putting on enough miles that we need a quick stop on that day, not something really to sit down and have to wait a while for food and whatnot. Let's get something a little quicker, hopefully, and get back on the road and go. But I'm telling you what, this place was great.
Dude, I'm not sure that is up to.
That's what adds to the flavor right there.
You can't get
that's
good
a hard
onion
task.
grease. You can't get good tasting onion rings and fries unless it's like 10-year-old grease.
Exactly. Get all that good flavor.
It's pre-seasoned.
It is, dude. Yeah, you just never want to see the kitchen there, bro. But they're sharing it like that's what makes our stuff taste good.
You
dude.
can see the kitchen right through the window where you order the food. So
nice, man.
You know what you're getting into.
Well, good
And
little
Becky's
gem.
awesome. Came out, freaking took pictures for us of
That's
all of
really
us on
her
the
name?
bikes. Yeah. And she's like, they don't serve beer there, but she goes, you can run across the street and get a beer at the Quickie Mart.
Nice.
And come back and sit here and drink it. But yeah, it was awesome. Really good eats. And like I said, you're 4.8 stars or something like that, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reviews. No beer though.
No beer. All
No
right.
beer. On the road and off the road again.
But yeah, look at that. It's got 4.9 stars. Yeah. 89 Google reviews. So yeah, Becky, there you go. All right. Dang. Have to try it. What are we doing next here?
So we took off from there. You want to pick it up there, Squirt?
Yeah, so we left LeGrand, still headed south. Like we said, down 84, past Baker City, through Ontario, and then down through the western edge of the Boise area. Like Popeye said, it's pretty much just 2-lane road, small town, lots of traffic. About out there is where I cruise along with my helmet open. We're doing about 30. I got a wasp right inside the inside of my helmet.
Nice. Been there.
Yeah, stung my head about
Did he
10
start zippering
times.
you, just
yeah.
stapling you, bro?
Yeah.
Just that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that sucks.
Had to pull off on the side of the road, take the helmet off, and
Yeah, there's nothing you can do when they're inside your helmet.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, you just got to try to keep the bike on the road until you can,
I remember I was worried because I'm like, shit, because he just kind of slowed down and stopped. I'm like, damn it, do we have a breakdown already?
Oh, yeah, right.
That's
it's
what I
a
was worried
brand new
about.
bike.
It's an
It only
Indian,
had
though.
like
that's when it's
3,000
gonna break down. Is the new ones that aren't broke in yet? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's had 2 services at that point. It was good to go.
Hey, I just want to mention, I want you guys to take a look at Squirt's shirt he's wearing. Move the mic just okay. You're fine. Biker Media. That is a specialty that was brought to the Law Abiding Biker Store because of Squirt.
Custom made.
Sturgis
2020.
Sturgis 2020. He cut the sleeves off one of our lab shirts, and thus the now Law Abiding Biker. Now we're selling tank tops in our store now, but that one's actually cut.
Yeah. The tank tops are posers. you have to buy the shirt. You got to cut the sleeves off.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Get a custom job by Squirt.
Yeah.
I really wanted, dude, that could be like the factory line, dude, is just tons of shirts and there's Squirt working for me. Just cutting sleeves off, boxing them up, cutting sleeves off, boxing them up, bro. Just
sign me up. My days off. I'll come down there. I'll cut sleeves
yeah,
off.
bro.
It'll be a Squirt special.
It's the Squirt Special. We'll actually write on the logo, like the little tag at the bottom will say the Squirt Special or
I'll
something,
sign
dude.
it. Yeah.
Be badass.
We'll do
dude.
something.
Be badass. Anyways, that's how that was born. We do carry regular tank tops now because of that, but you'll have to get a hold of Squirt. Maybe he'll hook you up with a custom Squirt edition.
I can be bribed.
All right, now that we're off track, what's going on from here?
So took off, went from lunch. We lost Bones after that point. He started heading back north. He was looking at damn near a 600-mile day himself to head back up to where we started from. Rode down, didn't have any real debacles. I mean, it was just a long day. You know, you're like say, riding county and state highways, heading down, and ended up in Winnemucca, Nevada. And like I said, when I started looking at the map of where we could end up, how far we could go, really there ain't jack until you hit Winnemucca. I mean, there's really not a whole lot in between Winnemucca, around Winnemucca. It's really just kind of a stopover place. It's beautiful once you get into there. We are actually all kind of commenting that night when we were squared about like the area is, they got some rock formations around it and whatnot that are pretty scenic, pretty cool. But this is from once I saw that we could probably make it there in a day, what it really came down to was the Johnny Cash song.
Oh, yeah.
Of I've Been Everywhere, Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been everywhere. This song starts out that he's
Winnemucca.
walking alone, a lonely Winnemucca road. What's it say? Something about a semi came by with a high canvas covered load and ends up picking him up. But he's outside of Winnemucca. And Snowman could probably sing the story or sing the
Snowman.
song for Snowman's all
He's
about those
in here.
trucker songs. He'd have it down.
Oh, jeez. Here we go.
But yeah, it was outside of Winnemucca, or he was outside of Winnemucca, and I was like, hell with it. I'm a big Johnny Cash fan, and figured, hey, let's go to Winnemucca. Why not?
Nice.
Got to put the miles on.
And you guys that is a good day.
650 miles about from my start point.
It was a long day.
Yeah.
We stopped a lot.
What'd your wife say about that one?
She had her complaints.
She had her complaints.
Turn the music.
Both of the wives.
Turn the
Yeah,
music
that's
up
right.
louder in the helmet.
Yeah.
I thought my bike was making a funny noise. Just her whining on the back.
So I guess I'll get into this now. So I say, long day one. And my wife's ridden me for several years now. We've been on.
Hang on a real sick. Russell Roberts says, fuck you, Popeye, in the chat. I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
That's always just come back to me. I'll say something. It's always F you, Popeye. Good stuff.
Good job, Russell. Great work. All right, sorry.
And Charles Wilburn says, there's a great barbecue stop there in Winnemucca. Charles, what was the name of it if you remember? Because when you posted on Facebook, that's actually the place that we had eaten at, and I would agree with you. It's like the something pig. And it's a good barbecue place. So if you're
He'll pop it in there. I'll bring it up.
Pig.
Something pig.
Talking to your mic.
And it had like a pig on the billboard with a cop hat on, didn't it?
I don't remember having a cop hat on,
I think it was like making fun of I can't remember what it was called.
but yeah, it was
decent.
something pig and good barbecue spot. Yeah, we stopped in there. Went back and everybody wanted like, let's just go to bed. And I'm like, screw you guys. We're going to get a couple cocktails.
It was just
typical, right?
Is this it? The pig barbecue and
I think
pub?
it was the pig. Was that don't look right?
No.
It was
That's not it.
I don't know. That's the only results I'm
Yeah,
getting.
it is the only. Maybe it was just the pig. So
Let me do some Googling here.
anyway, everyone was like, yeah, let's. He just Charles says just the pig barbecue. So maybe that was it.
That is it.
Oh,
Yeah, could have
okay.
been.
Yep.
So yeah, we ate there, good little barbecue spot, good stuff. So I went and grabbed a little bit of booze and went back to the hot tub, made a couple cocktails.
Popeye had the audacity to ask the waitress, is there a liquor store around here? Where can we buy booze? She goes, this is Nevada. Just go anywhere.
That's awesome, dude.
You can buy booze anywhere, she says.
It's got a good vibe inside. Look at it's kind of got a
wasn't
cool
bad little
vibe.
restaurant.
Yeah. All right.
So we went back there. I actually had a real cocktail, and then Squirt opened up his White Claw and sat down.
No. They were twisted teas.
Oh, yeah, and sat around the hot tub and had a couple drinks that night. And I've been racking my brain for the last 650 miles of going, what in the hell can we name Ray? Ray had been
what you're
patched.
thinking about.
Yeah, so Ray had been patched into the club. When the hell was that? That was Sturgis. So he'd been patched in since Sturgis. He'd been a hang-around forever.
Yep.
And I could not come up with a nickname for that guy. So usually how guys get it.
Sturgis. He didn't come to Sturgis.
No, he didn't. But
COVID.
it was
Daring.
Yeah, well, he didn't have COVID. His wife did. But and she was fine. Like, well, we won't get into all that. But she was perfectly fine. And so anyway, he's just one of these. He's a quiet guy. Takes days off to come ride with us. He loves being on a motorcycle. But when you get quiet guys, it's hard to get them to do something stupid,
right?
To get themselves a name.
Right.
Other people get themselves nicknamed in the first couple weeks.
We'll wait.
Popeye is good at pushing people into doing things they don't really and behaving badly, even though they don't want to.
Mouse had his moments on this trip.
He did, huh?
Popeye wasn't even around.
Oh.
We'll get there.
All right. I can't wait for this. Stay tuned.
And so, anyway, he ended up getting it because, like I said, the guy's just quiet like a mouse.
Yeah.
Quiet like a church mouse. And so I ended up naming him Mouse.
So
Go ahead.
Ray speaks Spanish. He's a Mexican guy. I told him I didn't want to name him Mouse. I wanted to name him El Raton.
El Raton, dude. Nice.
And he said he liked that one, but Popeye was like, "No, I can't say that.
Sounds.
I can't pronounce that."
Hey, I'm a quarter Hispanic. I can pronounce it just fine.
That's awesome, dude. Oh, okay. We're gonna keep on going with this trip here. No, I'm good right now. Thanks.
I'll take one more.
Popeye's
Just a Coors Light.
Popeye's making a run. All right, let's do this right here. Hey, bikeaholics. You know it. Searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? 03D has the products that you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. 03D's got your back with chrome and black parts lighting and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. That equals less time installing and more time riding. 03D has a design team of riders with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them. Email sales@03d.com. Give them a call. 715-808-0027. Check out your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged, so check out 03D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, help support us right here. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of 03D products. There you go, guys. Popeye's got a fresh drink in his hand. It's a great time for one of our sponsors.
Pay the sponsors.
Yeah.
Well, I'm paying the sponsors,
Right,
the alcohol
pay the bill.
sponsors.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Pick it up, guys, from there where we headed.
All right, down from Winnemucca, right? So continue to head south, and what we decided to do was ultimate destination here. Well, when I say ultimate destination, we actually end up going further south than it. But the ultimate destination is Sedona, Arizona. So what I decided to do when I ride planned this and didn't get any input from any of these other dudes who decided to go, because I kept asking them.
There's only a couple of us that everybody else just follows. Do you notice that? There's only a couple of us that take a little pride in where we're going.
Nobody asked you to squirt. Nobody asked you. Nobody asked you to put anything.
I'm going to mute his mic.
He didn't offer me any input. He just offered me the promise of Wild West adventure and boots. I couldn't turn it down.
Yeah. Where did we go? Yep. Wild West Adventures.
The Squirt's all in. That's all you got to say. You had him at Wild Adventures.
And, and part of it is, especially since this is a small group that we went with, just four of us, that's a very small group, of saying, shit, guys, this isn't my ride. This is our ride. And what's the input that you guys have? Where do you want to go? And everybody just, crickets, right? I mean, I'm getting nothing. And so I was like, all right, screw it. I'm going to put together the trip that I want to do, basically, or what I need. And if it works for you, cool. And to their credit, after I'd put everything together, there was not one complaint. Everyone's like, cool, hey, looks good to me.
If you don't plan it, that's my rule. You can't complain.
Oh, I complain.
Yeah, right.
I'll complain.
You'll complain still, yeah.
I'll still complain.
Still what I tell him.
He's still going to hear it.
Yeah, that was stupid. What the hell we go that way for? So left Winnemucca, and then we headed down. We were going towards Lone Pine, California. So left Winnemucca, and we were gonna have lunch at a place called Jack's Restaurant that was in what city? Squirt, you had it down earlier.
Bishop, California.
Yeah, so Bishop, California. I'll tell you what, coming into Bishop, California, some really beautiful country, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was. It was very beautiful. Coming down the highway there into Bishop, you're on the...
What highway is that, Ryan? You got to...
what waypoint number?
It should be that one...
Probably 4.
Up yeah.
Or above. Yep, there you go.
It's Bishop.
Yeah, what freeway is that?
Yeah, check out what highway that is coming in.
Coming in 6, looks like.
Highway 6, coming south.
It runs on the east side of... was that Yosemite National Park? I think it is Yosemite National Park there. It's the east side of the Sierra Nevada mountain range.
Yeah.
And it's right on the east edge of the mountain range. So the road...
It is.
Right, yeah. So you've got the Sierra Nevadas. That's what it is. You've got the Sierra Nevadas off to your west as you're coming in. And so you've got some serious elevation just off of the highway. And they were still covered in snow. And you're kind of riding in a large valley, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. And those mountains, they're daunting. They're tall and there's no trees. They're just snow-capped rock.
Snow-capped rock still. Yeah, nice. It's pumping up as 395. Sorry.
I think it is $395.
Yeah.
I think it turns into $6
exactly.
when you get to Bishop.
Okay, that's what it does. Okay, that's where I was confused.
Yeah, so beautiful. So if any of you folks are out in the West and looking to go through that area, like I said, that's not a bad way to go. We kind of liked it. Kind of wide open, good scenery for the most part. I mean, it wasn't anything great, but
Went by the world's largest Army ammo depot.
that's right. Yeah,
Hawthorne, Nevada.
yeah. Oh boy, I'll tell you what. Some young poor bastard getting into the military is thinking, "I am going to see the world. I'm going to get out there and really make a difference and go see some stuff." And he gets stuck at Hawthorne, Nevada.
Hawthorne, Nevada.
I think that's my second time through there, and there ain't jack shit around there. And it is you're basically on a dried up lake bed.
Half dried. Yeah, Walker Lake.
Is that right here?
No, it's further north. It's in Nevada. So if you go up into Nevada, up still, should be right there about that bend, maybe.
Here, okay.
It's right there, yeah, right to your left.
Gotcha.
Stand by. And so
Yep.
I was saying is, some poor kid thinking that he's going to get out and see the world, going to go everywhere, really make a difference, and he gets stuck out in the middle of this place. And there ain't jack shit on the way in. There ain't jack shit on the way out. And I can only
fuck Egypt.
Yes, I can only imagine the poor bar owners and whatnot in that town dealing with a bunch of privates down there. A bunch of 18 to 20-year-olds just down there raising hell, getting in bar fights and stuff. You know what happens.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
So yeah, it is out there in the middle of nowhere. Nothing.
Henry Happ says, usually after I plan the ride, that's when people have opinions. Perhaps that says something of my planning skills. LOL.
But are they good or bad opinions?
Yeah, right.
There's a big difference.
Exactly. At least you're honest, Henry, in the chat there.
Like Mark says, can't make everyone happy.
Nope.
Yeah, but you can make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we cruised through there. We're going to get lunch in Bishop, Nevada. And then, like I say, it's called a place called Jack's Place, closes at 2:00 in the afternoon, apparently. Didn't catch that one on Ride Planner. But the other problem was we got stuck at a road construction site for at least, a half an hour heading down.
Was that day one or day two?
That was day two. I'm pretty sure just outside. That's what delayed us is we got stuck at road construction.
Right.
And these poor bastards, I mean, we're out in the middle. There is nothing around for miles and miles and miles.
Hundreds of miles, it seemed
and
like.
just standing out there in that heat.
It was hot.
It was 100 degrees. Probably.
It was pushing. Yeah, it was getting up there hot even that time of year. I mean, right now, it's probably even hotter. But I'm thinking, man, to be out there repaving a road out there in the middle of nowhere, it's like them Nevada Highway boys, Nevada Highway DOT. Boy, they're getting after it.
Yeah.
So it was closed at 2. We went across the street to where, Squirt?
It was Whiskey Creek or Whiskey something.
I think you said it earlier. Yeah, Whiskey Creek or something.
Yeah, Whiskey Creek Restaurant, something like that. Yeah. Right across the street.
Food wasn't too bad. Service was slow. And, that's kind of one thing that everywhere so we, like I said, 4,200 miles is what I rode. 9 states, 11 days is what this trip was. Rode all over the damn place. And then since then I've been on several other trips. And so I've been all over quite a bit around at least the west of the United States. I ended up in Florida for like a week after this. I ended up in Oregon a week after this trip. So I was gone almost the entire month of May. So where this whole story is going is it is a plague that I had seen everywhere is all the service industries cannot get people to work.
Right.
Because the government's giving them money with all this COVID shit. And nowhere wants to come back to work.
I wonder if that's going to happen to us.
This restaurant this day, that's what it was. They were saying they can't get waitresses to come back to work. Any place that was crappy service, all had the same sentiment was they can't get people to come back to work. It was crazy. And they're trying to hire people and people won't come back because they're making money off of staying at home.
Yep. I wonder if on our trip here coming up, we're going to run into some of that. Because we pick some outlying restaurants, but you don't really know until you get there,
right.
So we may have some of that.
So
the food was good though. It was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it wasn't far from the hotel though. So it was kind of a late lunch.
It was, it was a later lunch.
Dinner.
And then
it was like 4.
Yeah, that's right. So we cruised in. That night was at Lone Pine. We stayed at the Best Western, probably the only Best Western in Lone Pine. But
Lone Pine's got like 500 people.
Yeah, Lone Pine's pretty small. It's just outside of Death Valley. And so we got into town at a fairly decent time that day because it really wasn't too bad. I don't remember how many miles it was, maybe 400 or something like that. Yeah, wasn't too bad of a day. Stayed at the Best Western. decided to finish off the bottle that we'd started the night before. They had a pool there.
Suspected so.
Oh yeah, it's kind of the the go-to.
I didn't get involved this time.
Whatever.
I went to the gas station, bought beer.
Yeah.
I made the smart decision. Except another.
Here we go.
Here's another bitch about California. To be honest with you, so we go over to the gas station. Yeah, I get gas for my bike, like 4 gallons, like $38. It's like $6.50 for premium.
Cow.
Part of that is because we're outside. We're right outside of Death Valley, and so they're gorging people.
Right, and
Because
Yosemite.
you got no choice. That's bull crap.
Yeah.
They're supposed to not let. There's rules in place that they can't price gouge gas. But
I didn't realize that that it would be like that. You expect it like in West Yellowstone or something like that, tourist town. But this is basically the closest town to Death Valley on the western side of it.
Right.
And so, the hotels were more expensive there. Gas is more expensive. And then just being California, the taxes were crazy. Like we went and bought some drinks. Like you said, you bought some beer. I picked some beer up for Mouse and whatnot.
I bought a 6-pack of beer, like 2 Twisted Teas and a water bottle, and it was like $37.
It's crazy.
I could have bought 2 30-packs
No
Coors Light at
doubt.
home for what this cost me for 6 beers.
It was nuts. So it was super nuts.
She told me I thought she made a mistake, but it was not. It was not a mistake.
just gouging.
She immediately demanded the money.
Oh, dude, just gouging you. All right.
So, so we sat out in the pool that night, had a few drinks and went, well, shit. Guess we're not going anywhere for dinner because we had a late lunch and we'd all been sitting around having a few cocktails. We're like, well, nobody can ride anymore. So what are we going to do for dinner? Call in a pizza. Yep. So, we called in a pizza for dinner and then we sat around the pool and had some pizza and a few drinks and whatnot. And decided to retire early. We were all pretty tired from that first day one ride of 650 miles. And I had some serious miles to put on still to get to Sedona the next day.
Yeah.
We all did. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all
Nice.
did.
Nice. All right.
But I had a timeline. I had to get there at a certain time.
You had to be there.
I'll tell you what, though. The one nice thing about this trip is how we packaged everything and how many of us rolled down the road with our luggage. And I'll tell you what. It is
God, dude,
super slick.
Oh my God, dude, he's rolling around. Why don't you just do it, dude?
All right. Well, Bikeaholics.
Nicely played.
Are you searching for the easiest and quickest detachable luggage system for your motorcycle? I was. Rick Rack has just what you are looking for.
Rick Rack.
Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome, quick attached, strapless luggage rack systems. This father and son team designed something really special that you can't find anywhere else. Yep, these guys ride so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach systems. Once you use Rick Rack, you'll never go back.
Rick Rack.
What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Head over to the Law-Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags.
All righty, well done. And no joke aside, Popeye was rocking his Rick Rack system because you've had that the last several trips.
Oh yeah, I'm pushing over 10,000 miles on that system now.
Yeah, bro.
So,
nice.
And then Cowboy just ordered up a Rick Rack system. He's got one now too.
Did he get hooked up?
Yeah,
Okay,
he got
cool.
hooked up. So yeah, we've got
With his new bike. What did he get?
he ended up with a 2017 Street Glide Special. Just bought it here. This is 2021. He bought it, and the damn thing only had about 1,200 miles on it.
Yeah. Did he get it at the dealership?
He did. Yeah,
Okay,
he got
he
it.
did it
Somebody
private.
had traded it in or something, and obviously just sat in their garage. Never had rode the damn thing. So he's getting it turned over to be his. Put some exhaust on it. He's gonna, if he hasn't already, putting a seat on it. He wants to put bars on it. That sort of thing. So yeah, he's turning it his own.
Nice. All right. There you go. He's getting hooked up, so he'll be rocking it on this trip as Rick Rack. Good.
Yeah. You can't beat that Rick Rack Bikeaholics. I'm telling you, it is so freaking nice. It is a good system.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Nice. All right. where we moved. So you guys turned in this day, it sounds like. And
Yeah, we turned
What
in
are the
it.
wives doing at this point? Are they starting to get a little more pissed at this point?
No.
I take it you're not.
No.
You're not getting any at this point. They're just.
Well, we're all staying in the same room.
Yeah, it makes it hard.
What does that matter?
Well, I got to charge.
that's a
I got to
point.
charge him to watch. If
Yeah.
I'm putting on a lesson, I got to charge the young squirt.
Oh, dude. Nice.
But
So that's how babies are made.
yeah. Whoa, what'd you do with that thing? Where did it go? So I started to allude to it earlier. I kind of got sidetracked. Weird. So day one, 650 miles, like I said, I keep saying that because that was a big day.
Yeah, that was a big
It was a
day.
long day because of the hours. Normally, I mean, we put down some other 550 mile days on this. There's one from Twin Falls back to, my hometown, and that was 550. So there's a lot of days where we're traveling 500 miles on this trip, which isn't bad if you're on the interstate, if you just have to lay down the miles when you're traveling. That day, like I said, was just long because of how we had to do it. So anyway, those back roads are not generally as smooth as your interstates might be. And my wife ended up with her leg kind of went numb actually after day one, pinched a nerve. And so it was already bothering her, back was hurting her, and doesn't complain much. She's a pretty tough girl and wasn't really complaining. She told us like her leg had went numb. You probably remember that,
Yeah.
and saying that she kept rubbing it, and it was bugging her obviously. And so then it was interesting is that when I bought, I'm riding a 2019 Street Glide. I traded in a 2012 Street Glide. I'd put progressive shocks. There's a video actually with LAB of how to install those that are out there.
444s you went with, right?
That's right. I wanted the heavier duty ones.
Yeah, the 444s.
And so, we did that install video. And that was a result of my air shocks had broke on, I think it was when we were in Sturgis, actually. I'd cut the line somehow. And we got back. I had to end up changing those things out. And I'd forgotten all about it. And so my wife kept telling me that this bike doesn't ride nearly as good as my old bike did, which I found funny, riding a 2019. And do you hear him breathing? Is that going to come up in the...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lurch right now, when Lurch is editing this, hearing his breathing, dude, he's going to be pissed.
Oh, yeah?
Lurch is going to be pissed.
Yeah.
I heard it, too. I was
I'll
waiting
sit
for you to
back
hear
away
it.
from the mic.
Yeah, sit back from the mic. You mouth breather.
At least they can see the video that he's not actually fondling himself with that breathing.
Yeah. Tell me more. Tell me the story.
I want to hear about your suspension.
He's still getting excited about the lesson I was talking about earlier.
I heard that breathing when that was going on, just like that.
Yeah. So I had totally forgot that I had changed out the suspension on my old 2012 to progressive shocks. And I just kept thinking, man, I can't believe that the suspension is going to be worse than my older bike. And so right after this trip, in fact, last week, because I've only been home for this trip for like 2 or 3 weeks. As soon as I got home, ended up ordering Legend suspension and put it on the bike. And it is night and day, bikeaholics. If you're still running your stock suspension on your bike, I would highly encourage you. If you don't like it, if it's hitting hard on bumps and stuff, trade that sucker out. Get some aftermarket suspension. It is a night and day difference. I've had Progressive. I've now running Legend. It's a game changer.
Yeah, we've had guys run around here Progressive, and Goat ran some Legends too on one of his previous bikes. So both, good options for suspension for sure.
Yeah, totally different. I mean, it is. I was amazed. So I haven't had the wife on yet because I've only had it on for like a week, and I've been working pretty much nonstop. So my first day off, and so she hasn't got to get on and go for a ride with me yet. But hopefully it'll make a big difference because she wasn't real happy with her back after that trip, and she's like, I'm not going on any other big trips here anytime soon. So she'd be happy if I went out and bought a Ultra.
The full,
the full bagger, the
speakers,
full
wrap around.
I'm not quite ready for that.
Not ready, huh?
No, not ready.
You can just buy the trunk and put it on like I did.
I could do that too. Once the kids are older, and they're out, like I got young kids right now. So once they get out of the house or something and she can ride with me more, I'll probably start looking at that. And Henry Happ in the chat right now, he says, he loves his Legends. I'm telling you, like I said, having had both, they're good. So Where the hell were we? I lost my point here. That's right. We got that alone time.
Long days, yeah.
How the wives did.
Yeah, how the wives did.
My girlfriend, she's not my wife, but
Oh, that's right. I call her.
we
I
can
call her wife.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
she's actually just my female roommate who lives with me.
that's what you tell everybody.
Yeah,
dude.
it's okay. No,
Community property state still, bro. You're screwed.
What is it, like 7 years? Yeah, we haven't quite met that yet. But for me, she's tall. She's like 5'11". So her big issue was not having enough leg room on the foot. We only have pegs. Footboards would have probably made it better.
Right. And Squirt's running for those that don't know, he's running the Indian Challenger.
Yeah, 2020 Indian Challenger. I bought a trunk. That was one of her big things was she wanted a trunk. She wanted the nice big wraparound trunk. So I bought a detachable trunk rack.
So she wanted it more, the trunk for the wraparound seat. I mean, the trunk's nice, the space, but she wanted the enclosure, basically passenger enclosure, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah. And then bought a Saddleman road sofa heated seat. Which she was okay with that. It was a little stiff for the first about 1,000 miles, and then it broke in a little bit. Her only big complaint was her back, but that was more from the seating position of the trunk and not the suspension or the seat or anything like that. So
yeah,
but she got through it. The suspension on that bike is it's pretty killer. It's got a monoshock. It's huge.
Yeah,
it's like a pickup truck shock in the back end. It's adjustable with just a little wrench.
Did you adjust it different when you put her on for 2 up?
Right. Yeah. So I had it adjusted for my weight, which was like a 2 out of 8 on the settings. I adjusted it to a 6, and it was way too soft still. So we turned it all the way up to an 8, and it did just fine for the rest of the ride.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
So in the chat, Gary Jackson says he loves his suspension changes and that Popeye is spot on. That is a night and day difference, and there's no comparison after you go. He's talking about doing an aftermarket shock. And then Jason to Spain, talking about Squirt. He says that Squirt's just doing that heavy breathing because he's thinking about Popeye in that hotel room.
He just kept sitting in the corner, polishing his bald head, staring at me. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah. So a big thing here on the suspension that we're talking about, I could not get Progressive. So I looked for Progressive.
I just put that in the chat.
Yeah, huge supply chain. Yeah, you did.
Our store, we can't get them in our store right now.
Yeah, that's right. BDK, Big Daddy Kane, says they're like at least 3 months out. And he goes, unless you can basically find a small independent that maybe still has them on the shelf sitting them somewhere and you can get them. Otherwise, you're screwed if you're trying to buy them online. You can't find them.
That's going to catch up with, it's catching up with other suspension companies too. Yeah. It's because honestly, I mean, suspension and a lot of other components are all coming from the same factories.
It's
they're
crazy,
just putting, you know what I mean? They're having to manufacture it, but yeah. So
just weird. I mean, if you predicted this, a year ago that we're gonna have some serious supply chain issues and stuff was gonna be all bought out, I've been like, you're crazy. Why? What would that have to do with COVID? But that's it's kind of a big part of it.
It has caught up in the motorcycle industry and the car industry and automotive a lot.
Isn't that crazy? You look at you go to a car lot and there are no new cars on the lot.
Yep.
None.
People are selling 1-year-old used cars for more than what they bought them for a year ago. Back to the dealer. The dealer just needs stock.
Yep.
Yeah, it's insane. So, and that's really why I went with Legend after talking to BDK, a couple of the other guys in the crew that have ran Legend shocks and loved them. I said, hell, I'm going to go with it and try it, give it a whirl. So far, happy. I've ridden around town a few times. This is the longest trip coming down here, 100 and something miles coming down here to the Lab studio. So far, so good. Love them.
Awesome. And I'll put in the show notes when this episode comes out, guys, we don't carry Legends in our store right now. We do carry Progressive when they're in stock, but I'll put some affiliate links. Actually, anytime you can go to lawabidingbikers.com/banners, BANNERS. All of our affiliate banners are there. If you click through and make a purchase, no additional cost to you, but we do get a small commission at least, and it definitely helps keep the lights on here at the studio. So there you go.
So Lone Pine, like I say, that's where we're sitting at. We're sitting on the western edge. If you don't know where Lone Pine is at, or haven't taken I can't imagine you would know where it was at, but it's sitting on the western edge of Death Valley. And I had about 550 miles to do to get from Lone Pine to Sedona, and I had to make a wedding, and I had rehearsals at 4:00 in the afternoon. So I did not have time to screw around that day. So for me, my trip's going to sound a little bit different than what Squirt and the other boys did. Me and the wife knew that we had to get up, leave early. I think I said kickstands up for us needed to be 5:30 in the morning at the latest. So it was an early one because I had to be there. I said early, and I'm a guy who's like, you know me, I'm timely.
Yeah, right.
Super timely.
When Popeye's up and ready to go, he gets out of bed about 2 minutes before, and he's on his bike ready to go.
Yeah, sometimes, but I'm never late for stuff.
Right, yeah. He may sleep till 2 minutes before. I'm not kidding, but he's at least at the bike usually when he's supposed to be.
Yeah. So yeah, always ready to go. Like I said, I'm very timely, and so it stresses me out. So I need to leave at like I said, 5:30. I think me and the wife were both up at like 4 or 4:30, and we're like, screw it, let's just get up, let's go. I'd already apologized to Squirt and Mrs. Squirt like a week before and the night before too, saying, hey, I got to get up and roll early. So, sorry if I wake you up packing everything and getting out of here. Most of my stuff was already packed. So all I had to do was throw on that quick attached luggage rack system by Rick Rack. Yep. Super fast. Throw it on the back of the bike and go. Paid that high fuel there in Lone Pine, which was like Squirt was saying, something stupid like $5.50 a gallon, based off where we're at. And then I'll tell you what, made my way into something I did not expect.
Oh, really?
No, this was a total surprise. I had no idea how beautiful it was going to be coming down into Death Valley. Absolutely freaking amazing.
You've never ridden that before?
I had never ridden it. Never ridden it, never driven it.
So if I go to the map here, where are we at?
You're at number 5 there. Yep. Starting out number 5. And
coming
that
down
is,
this way?
What's that say? What highway is that? 190? What was that, 190? Is that right? So, yeah.
That's what it says.
So, Lone Pine Highway 190 takes you into the park, which Death Valley National Park.
Yep, right here.
And
oh, yeah, dude.
I'll tell you what, it was absolutely amazing. So, we started out, took off from Lone Pine. It was about 70 to 75, still in the middle of the night. And then once again, within just probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so, it dropped down to like mid 40s.
No, dude,
it was crazy.
Just like that, huh?
Crazy. So yeah, as we start getting into Death Valley, it just the temp just completely drops off.
You're just massive gaining elevation, it looks like. Or not?
No.
Okay.
No,
it's not.
So it's weird. You've got ups
because you're kind of going
downs
around them, yeah.
Well, so I don't remember what elevation we started out at, but what I did not expect was how much we're going to drop down into Death Valley. So as I start entering the park, the sun's coming up. So I'm getting all of, the different shadows on the rocks and the different plants and whatnot. And of course, being that earlier, there was really no other traffic. I'll bet I didn't see another car for the first 20 or 30 minutes of riding. So it was
especially at that time, huh? Damn.
Yeah. And so I would tell you guys, if you want to go, if you're going to take a trip into Death Valley, do it early.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, buck up. Get in there before it starts getting super hot because there's very few times of the year. I'm thinking early May. I was talking to my boss at my agency, and I was like, "Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad that time of year." He's like, "Bullshit, bro." He's ridden through there a few times. He goes, in fact, it's Adam who's been on the podcast once before, and Adam was telling me
he rides Adventure,
Adventure bike rider, and he goes, "I'll bet you it's gonna be hotter than hell still that time of year." And so I was sitting in his office one morning, BSing with him about motorcycle riding. And we pulled it up, and average temp in May, 100 degrees.
Wow.
So even early May,
but
100 degrees.
But down to the 40s in the morning.
Apparently.
For you.
Yeah, right?
That's good to know. You weren't expecting that, right?
No, but by the time I left Death Valley, it was probably damn near 80 degrees.
So, yeah, just
and it's not that far. As soon as that sun comes up, it starts baking. That temp just clicks
That's
up.
a crazy range of temps in a 24-hour period, you know?
Even here, like this morning, I think the low... in the central Washington area was down in the mid 50s. And today you're looking at a high of 95, 95 to 100. That's a pretty good range too.
Yeah. Desert. Yep.
But what I also did not expect was the rock formations.
Russell says Death Valley is below sea level.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
So I was working towards that. And so the twisties, just, some switchbacks getting down into the floor of Death Valley. I did not get over to, something Furnace Point or Furnace Canyon or something like that. I believe that is the actual lowest point in Death Valley. But I looked, my bike has an altimeter on it, which is crazy, right? For your bike, your Harley to have an altimeter. So it's got an altimeter, and I got down to, I think it was 78 or 87. I can't remember which one it was, feet below sea level. I remember looking at it, and I tapped my wife and have her look over my shoulder. I'm like, look at the freaking, the elevation. It's like we're 78 feet below sea level here.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And then it's steep. So on both sides of Death Valley, super steep. Coming up and out of there, all kinds of warnings about, trucks shut off your AC so you don't overheat, and
Gotcha,
RVs turn off your AC and stuff. But yeah, I'll tell you what, man, I never thought that Death Valley would have that type of scenery. Absolutely beautiful. I'd love to go back.
I got to now. I've never ridden it.
Yeah, I'd love to get back down there and spend a little more time being able to ride around like Furnace Point. That was the name of it, Furnace Point. Get down in there, spend a little bit more time. The only problem for us is that the time that Death Valley would probably be the most enjoyable is early spring, like early spring, and you're going to deal with snow up in the mountains, and we can't ride down
to get there.
Right. Yeah. So you have to figure out how to get there, or just deal with the heat once you're down there. Still, like this time of year is about as early as you can get down there without having to deal with the snow in the mountains. But yeah, I would encourage you, man, get there in the morning, do something like that. That was awesome.
Yeah, don't go now. It's 130. It's been average. It's on pace to break the world record for highest heat.
It is?
Yeah. Death Valley is averaging 130 degrees every day.
Wow.
And they've had like 9 consecutive days over 100 at midnight. Like,
wow.
Average temps over 100 throughout the night.
It's a good name for it. Death Valley.
Yeah.
Just straight up, dude.
Yeah, super hot.
Straight up.
So, yeah, got out of Death Valley. Like I said, scenic routes, awesome, beautiful. And then had breakfast at a little diner right outside of Death Valley. Good old mom and pop place. You can't beat that type of stuff.
And you're rolling solo, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, just me and the wife. It was kind of funny. A bunch of the guys started texting that we did the bachelor party with. Down in Vegas, and they started sending pictures. It's all my buddies are starting to get on planes, starting to head towards, towards this wedding destination in Sedona. And by that point, I was getting closer to Las Vegas because I actually went right through Las Vegas, and you could see Fremont Street and whatnot. We'd ended up on that side of the Vegas Strip. And so you can see old school Vegas.
I see you going right through it there.
It's about the fastest I've ever been through Vegas. I'll tell you what, I was doing about 85 through Vegas, just flying. And so when I was about 70 miles outside of Vegas, like I said, all these guys start sending pictures and whatnot. They're having a cocktail, with breakfast or what, how these weddings go.
Right.
And so, getting ready, coming down, board the plane, all these different buddies. Like I said, I went down for the bachelor party with and whatnot. And I sent a picture back with me and my helmet. And they all knew I was riding down. It's like 70 miles outside of Vegas. And several of them told me later that night, they go, like, bro, they're like, we looked at that and go, bullshit, we're not going to see him today. They're like, he'll be here tomorrow. There ain't no way he's riding that far in one day.
Really? They don't believe it?
They didn't think I'd make it there. Because I was, like I said, still 70 miles outside of Vegas.
Right.
And I was probably, 350 miles or something like that outside of Sedona. I'm not really sure what it is.
Yeah. So they wrote you off like,
they're
whatever,
like,
bro.
Not going to see him today. And then what's funny is I beat them all there. I beat them all to the wedding spot.
Nicely played.
Yeah. So it was pretty awesome. So that was kind of my trip into the Sedona area. I went different. These guys took a little different route, and tell them about that awesome place, because a lot of us here at Lab or with the Sworn Few have already been down to this region. So kind of a cool trip that they got to do too.
Right. Yeah.
Let's do this real quick. You want to ride longer?
I do.
Treat your ass with respect already, Squirt. Jesus. Get hooked up with a premium buffer seat cushion. You could have got one of those for your wife. She probably wouldn't have been bitching as much. Not your wife, your girlfriend. Sorry, I keep calling your wife. This company of bikers developed a super thin hospital-grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and it's unlike gel pads that will leak if punctured. The butt buffer is designed not to slide around.
Leaking on your ass.
You don't need a wet ass.
No.
You do not want a wet ass.
The squirt ass.
That's right. It's designed not to slide around on your seat. Fits all motorcycle installs in seconds. Easily cleans and, helps to dampen those vibrations. With plenty of models to choose from, they're sure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. Oh, yeah. Treat your ass, Squirt.
Trade it.
Treat your ass. All right. Tell us about your day in Sedona.
Our trip?
Getting there. Yeah. Tell us about
Or getting there. Sorry. Yeah,
Sedona.
your day. Sorry, not your. Yeah. Sorry.
Right. So me, Mouse, Indian John decided to go a different way. We decided not to go across Death Valley because we wanted to go to Oatman, Arizona.
Why would you want to go to Oatman and miss Death Valley, dude?
I'd heard that Death Valley was cool, but to be honest, I didn't really care about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you hear that, Popeye?
I did.
Now that I hear
Fucking
about
kids.
it, I'm kind of like, I need to go back. I'll go
That's a
back
reason
and
to go
do it.
back. Yeah.
What's funny is he probably could have done both.
You could have. I just didn't want to have to backtrack.
Yeah.
So you can see on the route
a long
planner.
day.
Yeah, the route planner that he's got, you go through Vegas and then you come out down by Kingman. So if you come out down by Kingman, you actually have to backtrack back towards
Oatman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here's Oatman. You'd have to
Oatman's in
backtrack
the
just a
middle.
little bit. Yeah, right
And
here.
that stretch of the road, it's like 20 miles long. It's old Route 66. It's pretty much a single track road.
Yeah.
It's curvy. It's a cool section of road. But I didn't want to backtrack. So we decided to go a different way. We left Lone Pine, headed south. We went south down to the 40. So if you go straight south down to Interstate 40, got on Interstate 40, took Interstate 40 across. Not a whole lot to say about that. It's pretty boring.
Yeah. Interstate system. Yeah. Pretty flat. Like nothing there.
Yeah, there's not much there. Like I was saying earlier, don't stop for anything in Barstow if you expect anything fancy.
Okay.
Kind of looked like a bomb went off and there's a bunch of homeless zombies walking around the gas station.
It was, huh?
Yeah, it was hot. It was really hot too. It was like 100 degrees. So we stopped for gas and we all kind of thought we were going to get robbed. So we got gas and jumped back on the bikes and just took off. We figured we'd find some other place to stop. But
Yeah.
between Barstow and the next stop was Needles. So Needles, California, right there on the Colorado River. It's nothing. It's pure nothingness. It's out in the open. It's desert. And on the 40, the truck traffic is unreasonable.
Is that right? The Needles Freeway, they call it.
Yes. And it's
40, I-40, yeah.
it is outrageous. Semi trucks, hundreds, left lane, right lane, both lanes, all lanes.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that? Is it because it's just like, I guess it's the main road here?
Yeah, Interstate 40 goes LA. I think it's LA or one. Yeah, I think it's LA to somewhere in North Carolina.
Oh.
It's a cross country route.
Yeah, gotcha.
So there's a ton of truck traffic. We went through on a Friday. So of course, everybody who lives in LA has vacation spots along the Colorado River, Havasu, that area. So there was a million trucks towing campers, boats, etc. Got stuck behind a hog chapter
Yeah.
right outside of Needles. There was like 40 of them, and they were spread out about 7 miles long and would not get out of left-hand
How many of
lane.
them?
Like 40.
Okay.
And they were spread out like 7 miles long,
Gotcha.
and they would not get out of left-hand lane.
Really?
So like trucks are trying to pass them on the right, and cars are jumping in and out of their pack of bikes.
I may have lane split a truck and a horse trailer.
Yeah, I heard about that story. Yeah. I'll let him tell that one. But yeah, so we finally got into Needles. Needles is nice. It's really hot. Like I said, right there on the Colorado River. It's a vacation spot for most people in LA. It's nice water. I'd like to make a boat trip down there actually to use the river, go to Havasu. I got
yeah, dude.
yeah, family friends who have a house down there. So it'd be nice to go down and visit at some point.
The hell are we waiting for? Let's go.
Yeah, that's
right.
I'd love to go down to that lake. Yeah.
Spring break.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Girls Gone Wild.
Right. Made a quick.
What's that?
Squirt Gone Wild.
What do you mean? I'm not sure. What are you talking about?
You put tassels on and you just dance around as best as you
Tassels
can.
on what? I'm confused.
Whatever
I
you
know,
want.
Put 'em on whatever
I
you
don't
want.
partake in this type of
an
stuff.
old man.
I don't condone this.
This young lad school us on.
I'm sure
going on
you
these days.
never have. Yeah, right. But from there, Needles to Oatman. Oatman's just an old town, old mining town on old Route 66. It's kind of just survived as a tourist attraction.
What's it famous for, though?
The donkeys? I don't know what it's really
Ton of
famous
donkeys
for.
in this place.
Yeah,
So this place used to be an old mining town, is really what it was back before World War II, and they were mining out there. And the story I got
What
when I
town
was
again? Sorry.
Oatman,
Oatman,
Arizona.
Yep.
Yeah. So like he was saying, it's right off of Route 66. So there's a place called was it Peach Springs?
Peach Springs is further.
Yeah, but it's on Route 66. It's outside of Oatman, but it's on the old Route 66. And many of you have probably seen or have kids or grandkids, whatever, that like the old Pixar, I think it was Pixar or Disney, Cars, the movie Cars. And so this is where they actually got their inspiration from. There's a gas station there that's got like the Tomater and those little Italian cars that are like the pit stop crew for what the hell's the name of the main character in Cars?
Lightning
McQueen. Like he didn't have kids, but he's young enough that he was probably grew up on the show.
Cars.
He was eating Cheerios watching that, bro.
Like Cars came out like 2006, 2007. I was still in like 7th grade.
Yeah, perfect. Right in the middle of it.
Jesus.
So, yeah, so Squirt probably had a heyday seeing his favorite Disney film there.
We didn't actually go by there. Peach Springs is further. It's further east from Kingman, if I remember right.
It's on Route 66. There's
Right.
there's a part that jumps off outside of Oatman that's pretty cool. Like I said, that's where they got their inspiration from and whatnot. But anyway, back to Oatman is this mining town that had survived, and then it's my understanding that during World War II, a lot of the men got called up. They got drafted to go over to World War II. And so they basically abandoned this town. And it was kind of like, what the hell are we going to do with all these freaking donkeys that we have sitting here to do work? And so they just cut them loose. And so all these donkeys just took off out of the city, and went up kind of into the hills and around the area and had bred up in the area. And these donkeys still live there today. And there's just wild donkeys all over the place. So you'll just be riding out in, these out in the middle of frickin' nowhere. And
That's all you hear. You're like, what the fuck is that?
you'll be right out in the middle of nowhere and you come across some frickin' donkeys outside of Oatman. And they're very tame, especially the ones in the city. And they'll come stand by your bike and you try to get on your bike. And they don't get out of the way. They'll just sit there like, what do you want? And they don't want to get there. I know Sturgis Sarge, his wife, they were in Oatman years ago, and she's trying to get on her bike, and the damn donkey wouldn't get out of the way to where she could even get on her
Is that
bike.
right?
Yeah, it was blocking her from getting on her bike.
They don't move. Like they'll come up to you if you can buy little donkey food bags. Mm-hmm. So you can either buy like hay blocks.
Yeah.
Which the donkeys don't like the hay blocks.
Did you find this out?
Yeah. So we were asking people who are feeding them, like, hey, where do you buy the donkey food at? And they're like, any of these little shops, you can buy them in the bags. But people were saying like, don't buy.
I also heard Squirt was trying to rent the donkey by the hour.
Yeah. Not for those kind of purposes though. But
How much for your donkey? That's a good looking one.
I was going to trade him my motorcycle for a donkey and just finish the ride on that thing.
God.
But yeah, no, you buy the pellets. The donkeys love them. They come right up to you. They take them right out of your hand. You can sit there and feed them all day. The only thing they say is don't feed them carrots.
Really?
Yep. They got signs all over town that says
why?
No carrots.
That's what happened
Nobody
to him?
could give me a straight answer. Yeah, they got the squirts. Started hanging out with me. Squirt.
Squirts all over the side of the road everywhere.
Yeah, no shit.
God, dude.
But yeah, we had lunch in Oatman. It was the old Oatman Hotel. They had live music. It's a pretty cool old venue. It's pretty much the exact same as it was before. Mm-hmm. Not very big. Everything's old. The whole place is covered in dollar bills. So we put up a couple of dollar bills that we signed.
And so the thing about that, I was talking to a bartender when I was down there probably like 7 years ago or something, was the last time I was in Oban, and asked him, how much money do you guys think are on these walls in dollar bills? And they were estimating at $100,000 at that time.
Wow.
Nice little retirement deal just to be able to pull all those dollar bills off, pay no taxes on them or anything.
Yeah, I hope you don't have a fire.
Yeah, no shit. That's what I said to him too.
Yeah. So the Oatman Hotel, it's famous for Clark Gable and Carol Lombard, who are like Hollywood stars in the 30s. That's where they honeymooned.
Okay.
Apparently Clark Gable was like big Hollywood star, loved to gamble. So he would go to Oatman as a retreat from LA and would gamble with the miners. Because the Oatman Hotel used to essentially be a casino.
Gotcha.
In the bar section.
I'm showing it on the screen to the members in the chat, and there's nothing there. A couple roads.
There's one road. There's only one
Okay.
road. It's just Route 66 right through the main part of town.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. The road is practically dirt.
Okay.
It's not even really paved anymore.
That's cool. What a cool experience, though.
It
It's
is.
Like riding into the old
cool town.
town,
and
you know?
it's kind of not. They're not really mountains. So when you're down in like Needles, Laughlin, you're down on the Colorado River Valley.
Right.
So it's low. It's low. It's flat. The river's right there. As you head out of that area east, you kind of start heading up into some hills. You could quote unquote call them mountains. I don't know
Right.
if I'd call them mountains.
I see it here on the map. Yeah.
But you head up out into there, and it gets real narrow and twisty. And
Looks
then,
pretty twisty.
yeah,
It is a
out of
real twisty
nowhere,
sucker.
Yeah, Oatman kind of just appears.
The Oatman
Yeah,
Highway.
so a lot of that, the Oatman Highway heading into there, you're only doing 25 miles an hour or something. I
okay.
mean, it is it's slow, tons of switchbacks. I'd warn these guys when they went in, because I told them, it's super slow getting into there. Big potholes that'll like swallow your bike if you're not paying attention. And they said it was actually fixed up pretty good. It was not my experience when I had went through. They said all those holes were pretty much non-existent. Obviously, it was an old road, but they didn't have the big pothole portion of them. So,
Right.
cool road though. I mean,
we
cool
talked
ride.
to a couple adventure bike riders when we came into town. Said, "Hey, what's the road like? Headed out of town east towards Kingman." And they said, "Oh, it's not great, but it's fine. It's rideable. You can definitely do it on any sort of bike.
You just have
do
to
it in
slow down and
cars.
go around them on the Harleys.
Yep.
Try to
Right.
go around them rather than through them.
Yeah,
Right.
and really, they're not even potholes.
Okay.
It wasn't the worst road in the entire trip. I'll say that much.
Okay.
It was just narrow. There's no shoulder. You could barely fit a car through it, let alone two bikes.
Okay.
As we were headed out there, some dude on KTM, like 1190 adventure bike, passed us in a corner doing like 70. So I'm like, he must be from here.
Yeah, right.
He obviously knows the road because
Yeah.
he just blasted by us and took off. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. More power to you.
Right.
Right.
We ran into a pack of donkeys
You did?
that was standing in the middle of the road. A couple asses. They wouldn't get out of the way. They just don't move, like he said. And these ones were
They're jackasses.
These ones were in the road. They weren't in the town. Indian John had to essentially tap one with his fairing to get out of the way. Yeah, horns,
Nice.
exhaust, nothing. They don't
This would have made for a great video.
Right. Yeah. It would have been a good video. And then as you kind of drop out of the hills there where Oatman's at into Kingman, it kind of flattens out into like a valley again. Bunch of dry river wash beds. Not much there. It's essentially a very rural trailer park.
Okay.
Bunch of off-grid houses. And then from Kingman to where we stayed, pretty uneventful. You're on the 40 for a while.
Back on the 40. Yeah.
We decided not to take the 40 the whole way across. We cut off, I think it was called
40's where I lane split that guy.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. And like we were saying earlier, the 40 has unbelievable truck traffic. So
Yeah, there's a bunch of trucks.
If you want to tell your
So basically what had happened was, I don't really recommend this, bikeaholics.
yes
Disclaimer.
yes.
Do not do as Popeye does, please.
Yeah. But I'm catching up to a truck. It's in the left-hand lane, and then he's catching up to a travel trailer or a horse trailer. And it's a couple mile hill. You can see that's coming up, and he's doing half a mile an hour faster than that horse trailer. But the truck starts to move over for me, and then he gets about halfway over and realizes, oh, nope, I can pass this horse trailer. And so he comes back in the left-hand lane. I'm like, are you kidding me? Because he's doing, like I said, maybe half a mile an hour faster. And I can see I'm going to be stuck behind this guy forever going up this long freaking hill. So I jump back over in the right-hand lane, and he probably saw me out of his side mirror because he gets over to the fog line on the left, and I drop a gear and peg it in between the truck and then the horse trailer, and then just split them going up this hill. And my wife says she's in her helmet just going, fuck.
Let me off,
yeah, right. Let me
please.
off of here. But we had all kinds of room and split them. So Yeah, from the 40, for me, it was...
Hey, I just want to say in the video you can see Squirt must not know I have a urinal
yeah.
in the shop because he went in that bathroom. Hang on, let's see if we can. Yep, Squirt.
Yeah, God dang it.
Good God.
Having all kinds of issues in there again.
Jesus.
You drinking last night? We can hear you. Holy cow, that doesn't sound good at all.
On video.
Yeah.
Going out the bathroom. Dude, I got a urinal in the shop.
Yeah.
You haven't seen my working urinal?
I have.
Oh, yeah, you got to use it,
scared
bro.
to use it?
That it was there.
Yeah.
I've only been here once.
Do you sit when you pee?
He does. He does.
How is it that loud?
Oh, good.
The snowman
mess with
says
you, bro.
that 40 is a major truck corridor, so that makes sense.
Clearly, from what you learned, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Unfun.
Yeah, Russell, I would have made it tighter for you, Popeye.
Yeah, I'll bet he, oh, that's Popeye. Squeeze him. Yeah. If you would have known it was
No,
me,
you don't, you mother.
Yeah.
Fingering you out in his mirror.
Well, hopefully he wouldn't have been fingering me.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't know what goes
No
on.
lube.
Yeah.
You need the butt buffer after that.
Yeah, if Snowman knew it was me, I'm sure he would be packing her pretty tight for me to get through there.
He would.
So no, it was the 40 down to the 17. 17 is another major highway, but for me, it was getting into Sedona that evening. It was kind of fun. I come in, and I think guys were surprised to see me that early because I got in probably around 2:00 or something. I said we left Lone Pine like 4:30 in the morning, something like that, maybe 5, by about 4:30. And so put the miles down, about 550 miles for me that day. Coming to Sedona, like I said, it was pretty fun walking, and I got buddies that are already hanging out in the freaking pool and whatnot, and come walking in, and they're yelling at me and shit, and so I went and put my stuff away, and then went and did a big old cannonball right in the middle of them, and all their girls and stuff sitting around the pool and soak everybody, and they're like, that's freaking Leaf for you.
The full entry. Some of them probably lost money on you. They probably betted you weren't going to be there, and they're all pissed because they lost money. Yeah, dude.
Yep.
Oh, so here's where we're at. So you're into Sedona. We're on, so it's up to you, Popeye, but we're at an hour and a half.
I'm thinking let's break it up into a second part here, and we'll talk about the scenic route of the next the leg of the journey here.
Okay, very good. So patron members, awesome. Thanks for being here in the chat and all that.
Tune because this is the most beautiful area of the ride, and that's where we really got into some of the scenery. We're laying down miles until now, but now we're starting to get into some of the good looking stuff.
Nice. We weren't sure how this was going to go, guys, but this is going to be episode 1 of 2. And of course, we're going to do 2 of 2 right after this, but have no doubt for you patron members, even though it won't be live like this with video broadcast and chat, because I know everybody's got already invested an hour and a half here. You got things to do, but we will load it up into the back end of your patron accounts within the next day or so before our trip, so that you can have access to part 2 of 2. And of course, for everybody else, there will be 2 parts to this series, and you'll get it sometime down the road. So we love our patrons. We want you to become a patron member. We want to get to know you better, but hey, for whatever reason, we want to get you benefits and all that kind of stuff. But hey, some of you just want to support us with a flat donation. Of course, we never balk at a flat donation, Squirt. James Evan of Fayetteville, North Carolina, after asking a question on our website contact form, thank you. And Simon Cumberbatch, thanks so much. lawabidingbiker.com/donate. That's how they went and left us a flat donation, and we certainly appreciate those guys. Thanks for all the patron members in the chat. Had a great time in there chatting with you. Look forward, some of you in there, to seeing you in California it's going to be a great ride.
Going to be a big one.
Rented a park. It's all catered. It's going to be great food, good times. We'll hope for good weather. And looking forward to that, guys. So there you
Always
go.
a good time.
What do you think, Squirt, for your first episode?
It's good. Yeah, very good.
I went easy on him. I went too easy on him.
You really did.
Did we
did.
make sure to check with Popeye's parole officer if he can go to a park?
Is there kids there?
How close is it to a school?
He needs to grow a stash like yours, though, for that.
All he's got to do is shave his beard.
I'm mellowing out my old age, taking it easy on these kids.
You really are. That was really nice.
Yeah.
That was really nice. Yeah, James Champ there in the chat. Thanks, Lab, for all you do in the biker community and in the LE field. Thanks so much there, James. Appreciate that. Take a quick break, and then we'll pick it back up. Of course, we'll be going off here, guys, just FYI.